What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so we've got the mid-month patch that just came out, and we have 3 new uniforms. We have Luna, Crescent, and Sharon here, and I think I'm just going to do all 3 of these uniforms in one video instead of splitting them all into separate videos like I normally do, just because there's not a whole lot to go over here, if I'm being completely honest. So we're just going to do the uniforms in order. I'll have timestamps below if you want to just skip to one uniform or the other, but we're going to start with Luna, move on to Crescent, and then we're going to go to Sharon for the last one. So yeah, let's just go ahead and hop into Luna first here. Luna is the one that I think has the best uniform out of the 3 if I had to pick or choose, but like one of the 3. So Luna here, she is going to get just the enhance of the skill Encore, I believe, from the uniform effect, right? Oh no, it is extra 10% cold damage as well. Okay, so not bad there. And then we have our passive here, which this is supposed to be Encore, right? I'm not sure why. Yeah, see, they renamed it. So Encore here is the one where it resets all of her skills. And then if we go over here, Encore has now been changed to be named New Stage. So don't get that confused if you're looking for a skill named Encore. It is no longer called Encore. But I guess they can't just say change the effects of 4-star passive or something like that. They do want to give it a name. So anyway, now instead of resetting her skills like it did before, we are now going to get a all attack increase by 10%, all defense by 10%, and speed by 5%, which I'm not sure if I like that more or less, because sometimes having those skill resets was really helpful in building up my tier 3 if I was trying to just get to my tier 3 really quickly. So that will probably hurt that process, but we're going to get probably a little bit more out of this, maybe. I don't know, because Luna is a character you want to spam skills on, so I'm kind of on the fence if I like this or not, because having that skill reset gets you more skills in, which gets you more damage, because, you know, 90% of players are probably, if they built Luna, going to give her a Rage or Judgment, with Rage being the preferred option. But anyway, let's see what else we got here. 4-second freeze. We got another 4 seconds of freeze. I got everything the same here. I don't think any of her skills have actually changed in terms of the buffs on them, because we still have the guard hit, still got the cold resist, we still got the 15% heal, we got the 15% heal still there, we've got the damage immunity. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything has changed. So let's just go ahead and hop into the skill preview and check out the skill animations here. Alright, so the first skill is, again, the same first skill that she's always had. It's just now the new thing for her skills is she has more of a purple kind of ice attack going on here instead of the white or the blue ice and the black ice like the other uniform. Now it is going to be blue ice and purple ice, which I guess is kind of cool. Now we get a little more color into her skill kit here. And then the second skill kind of just gets some icicles out of the ground there and then shoots like a ice blast at them that kind of lingers there and does some residual damage, which is really cool. I really do like that animation for the second skill there. And third skill, we go into an iframe, we punch the ground, and then we got the purple ice kind of raining down, which again is really cool. I like her skill animations, they're really nice. The fourth skill, very similar to her previous fourth skill with her old uniform, except it's got purple in it instead of the kind of black accents. And then the fifth skill, again, looks exactly the same. I don't think this one has really changed except for maybe that design on the ground. Was that design there before? I honestly cannot remember. And then they shouldn't have changed anything here, I don't think. Oh, they did change the color, so it's got the purple instead of the black. Okay. Yeah, so overall, we do have some skill changes here for Luna, which is cool. We've got the third skill change, because that is different than what it was before. We've got the second skill change, because that's different than it was before. But basically, the first skill is just like a reskin and have more color. Same thing with the fourth skill. And the fifth skill, I think they might have just added the design. Again, I can't remember if the design has changed or not. So overall, Luna hasn't changed a ton, but I don't know. I like the skill animation, so I'm thinking I'm actually going to pick up this uniform. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be any better than your previous uniform in terms of, you know, not having the reset, so you get less skill animations in. And then these you can't really cancel super early because you have to wait till she punches the ground and then you can cancel. Second skill, I think, yeah, you have to wait till she actually does that blast. So I'm thinking you're probably going to be changing your skill rotation a little bit. You're probably just going to do 4 or 5 cancel, then go into like 2 to get some damage there, then maybe go into 3 for that iframe and then get out of dodge or something like that. Instead of like 2, what was it before? Like 1, 2, 3, and then go 4, 5 or something like that and let 5 play out. I don't know, I'm curious. So I'm going to be picking up this uniform. I'm going to test out a little bit, probably in another video actually. Maybe let me put in a quick little segment right here actually of me using the uniform, just give you a quick idea, and then we're going to move on to Crescent. Alright, so we got a quick little test here for Luna. We just have Cyclops lead and Storm over there. We're just trying to get an idea of what her damage looks like. I didn't rank up the uniform or anything, which maybe I should have actually. Oh, got knocked back there, but that's fine. Maybe I should have ranked it up because I didn't double check her detail page there to see if I was actually needing some of the skill cooldown or ignore defense or anything like that from the uniform bonuses, but I mean the damage is looking, is it looking better here to me, or is it looking about the same? I'm doing, like I said, slightly different rotation. We get down to in like 30 seconds we get down to 41, like 42 bars. Let's go ahead and switch the uniform back real quick. Okay, so we got her old uniform re-equipped here, so let's see what this one looks like. The damage is looking a lot better or not. And again, this uniform has whatchamacallit, is at mythic, where the other one was just sitting at normal. So now we're just kind of spamming some skills here, build up that tier 3. And I want to try to do the same thing, use the tier 3 skill when did he do his blaster? Oh gosh, dang it, he did. Alright, so let's take that into account. Didn't quite get that off, so let's do our tier 3. Oh yeah, I didn't do the tier 3 properly with the other uniform because I wanted to use the tier 3 first and then go into the bit skill. I don't think I did that. Anyway, we did get stunned there. There's the 30 seconds. We're at 48 bars, so it does seem like the damage is better on the new uniform. Unless I'm missing something here and I really missed some of my rotations, but I do have rage on her, so I don't have to worry about proccing. It's just having the rage activate and I'm good to go. So yeah, I don't know. It looks like the new uniform is actually hitting quite a bit harder. So probably let's put a bar of penalty time or whatever here because we got stunned. So let's say we got some 47 bars. The other one's at 42 bars. So it's still like a 5 bar difference. Maybe if I played a little worse with maybe this uniform compared to the other, let's say it's more like a 4 bar difference, which is still definitely noticeable. So you know what? I actually think Luna's new uniform is probably worth it. That does seem pretty good, but there's not much changes to it, so I don't know if you're really going to be seeing a huge benefit from getting the uniform, but it's definitely noticeable. Okay, so now we're moving on to Crescent. So let's take a look here at Crescent. So we have Crescent's light Sirus armor, which I didn't even read what Luna's armor was. I'm assuming they're all the light Sirus armor. So here we have Crescent's new uniform. So it basically changes everything, but I never bought her uniform here because I was actually not a big fan of Crescent. I didn't really like her playstyle. She just seemed very underwhelming, so I never really invested much of anything into her. So I don't have much experience with Crescent. So I know that she still wasn't great with this Lifestyle Series 1 uniform. She doesn't have much here for the uniform effects. 85% crit, okay. And then there's 85% chance we get a little more crit, and then we get skill damage and bonus damage. And then it changes the effects of all of her stuff there. Her 4-star passive, tier 2 passive, and her leadership. So we have 35% physical, super armor, all defense, and reduced damage received by 30%. Again, I'm not very familiar with Crescent, so I don't know how much of this is new and what isn't new. I'm pretty sure she had super armor before. She probably had like all of these stats before, but just not as high as a percentage. Here, this is probably just, wait, apply to summon. 50% chance to increase critical damage by 30% on attacks. Did she have that before? Because that could help her out a lot if she didn't have that before. It looks like she probably didn't have that before, so that might help out quite a bit. What do we got here? Got that in and out damage immunity. She does have counterattack that ignores targeting. She has the same accumulation as Sharon. Okay. That was 15% off of 150%. We got 50% there for all defense down, which I don't know if that's new. She's got super armor, ignore dodge by 100%. Okay, so anyway, let's go into the skill preview here and see what the skills look like. Because I'm still not really liking the look of Crescent here. I mean, feel free to let me know in the comments below if I'm underselling her, but I mean, like, she's just still kind of got the kicks. That's her counterattack thing, so we're kind of just waiting there until we get hit. Third skill, we have a barrage of kicks there. Fourth skill, kind of punches some rocks around there, and then a few of them fall down from the sky. We've got kind of a nice AoE going on here, some dashing around. She's in an iframe. But you can't cancel any of these skills together, which she never could, I don't think, canceling these skills together. So you kind of just have to keep... Oh, I can't even cancel that. Come on. Stop it. Okay, that's enough. Stop using the second skill. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know. She doesn't seem very damage proc friendly because of that, because you're going to have to proc on a skill. You can't really combine it with anything, so you're probably going to want to have her on rage. The skill animation is kind of long, maybe not on rage. I don't know. And she gets her accumulation here, so you want to be getting hit, and then 4, okay, you could use 4 to get some accumulation going. So you could go into 4, you could have the enemy hit you a little bit, and then you want to go into 5 probably for your big damage there. So you could probably do that. 3 is an iframe. This one also looks like it's probably going to hit pretty hard. Usually a rule of thumb on characters is their 5 and 3 are usually their most damaging skills. I mean, of course there's some exceptions there, but that generally seems to be the case. And it kind of looks like that because this one, yeah, the hits are a little too spread out on the 4th skill. That makes me think it's not going to be hitting very hard. So yeah, overall, Crescent I'm pretty underwhelmed with in terms of like her actual kit itself and how she looks as a character. But I did check for the change on her leadership, and that actually is very enticing to me. Her leadership is now changed from being a 60% physical attack leadership for combat type allies to being a 60% physical attack leadership for all allies. So that is really nice. That's the best physical leadership right now that you can get for War Boss Legend. Is it enough for me to want to promote her to tier 3? Kind of on the fence about that, but I don't have a lot of spare resources at the moment, so for me, probably not. But definitely if you're looking for a leadership for physical, she's going to be the best leadership. Is she worth the materials just to have a leadership? I mean, probably, because I'm investing resources in characters like... well, I kind of decided not to do Wave, but I was going to use Wave as an example because she's a support for War Boss Legend where I can get the extra damage dealt to supervillains, and that's basically the only thing I'm going to be using for her, and I'm just going to transcend her just for that. But now that we have White Fox out, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do White Fox instead of Wave. But yeah, that's basically the only thing I use that character for. So what's the difference for leadership? If you need a leadership, I mean... that's basically the only thing they're going to be doing, so it's up to you. But as a standalone character, I really don't think she's going to be very good, so I'm definitely passing on that uniform because I don't have much interest in it. Again, let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong on that and she's actually a really strong character, but it really does not look like she's going to be very good. So sorry to all the Crescent fans out there. Wish I had better news for you, but that uniform is just very underwhelming. So now we move on to Sharon Rogers. So this is the final uniform of the update here. We have her light Sirus armor, surprise, surprise, same as the other two. So uniform effects, we have change the skill effect, energy redirection, and that is her leadership. And then we have chain hit damage by 25%, decrease damage received by 10%. I believe, was that only 15% before? Oh, it was 20% before, so we get an extra 5% there for chain hit damage. Okay, nothing too crazy. And then for the skills, we have I've got all defense down. That's new. I don't remember her ever having all defense down. It's only 45%, but I mean, I guess it's better than nothing if you're going to be using her in World Boss Ultimate. But then again, you kind of build her a lot, or you can use her a lot in like one-shot teams where you want to have higher all defense down from that, and you rely on the strikers, but not as good as the Awakening Seal characters because you need to build up her tier 3, but you can still hit pretty hard and nuke with the 4th skill. Yeah, either way, I don't know if this is going to hurt her or help her when trying to use her in World Boss Ultimate. I guess it depends on the strikers that you use and how quickly you can clear the stage, I suppose. The 5th skill here is the same. Okay, well, I mean, let's hop into the skill preview and see what we got here. Alright, so first skill, exactly the same. Second skill, exactly the same. Third skill, exactly the same. 4th skill, okay, 4th skill is different, so she groups them up and she now blasts them on the ground here. Oh, sorry about that, my computer decided to notify me about something there. It's no iframe. I'm trying to decide if I like that or not, because then you can get more accumulation done. But generally, I just pop the 3rd skill, I let them hit me a few times, and then I just go into 5-4, so it's not a huge deal. I don't think I'm usually that far behind on accumulation. I mean, sometimes I am, because I'll pop the 3rd skill, and they're like taking a little bit too long to pop their attack, so I just go into 5-4, because my immunity is about to wear off from the 3rd skill, so those are a few scenarios where that might be useful. And then the 5th skill, that's exactly the same, isn't it? But she's not... No, that is exactly the same, okay. So, we lost the iframe on the 4th skill. We don't have any new buffs. We have that little bit of extra chain hit from the uniform itself, but no new changes on our actual skills themselves. Accumulation is the same. We have the same immunities. We have this, yeah, pretty much the same everything. The heal is still... You're right, when she does like that explosion there, so we have to do the boom and heal right there. So you do have to wait for that if you want to heal, but one thing I did notice that you couldn't do with her previous uniform is you can now cancel the 5 instantly. So I could just go like this, and as you can see, boom, there's the explosion from the 5th skill. So we still got all of the effects of the 5th skill except for that explosion, which will do a little bit of damage right there, and the heal if you want to instant cancel it. So those are the 2 things that you'd miss out on, which again, since she has immunity, boom, and then you can just do that instead, charge it up to maybe take a few hits. But again, you're gonna be taking some hits here. The one thing I didn't like at first, which I noticed because I looked at the uniform last night when the patch first came out, and I was like, okay, you know what? I really don't like this change to not having the iframe because I didn't see that icon right there before. I was like, all right, so we only have the immunity on the 3rd skill. So I'm going to do 3rd skill, go boom into 5, and then do this here. And I'm like looking at the little timer here, and I'm like, well, my immunity is wearing off before I finish my 4th skill. So I'm still going to be in that 4th skill animation, just get wrecked because I'm not going to have immunity. But I was like, what is this flashing thing above her head here? So I finally clicked on it, and I was like, oh, that's invincibility. So she actually does get invincibility on the 4th skill. Don't know why they didn't advertise that. I mean, that's definitely could be a deal breaker for a lot of people if they don't notice that little blinking icon there or know what that means, because that little bubble I know means invincibility. The, you know, the little like core looking thing there. So if someone doesn't recognize that or see that, they're going to be like, wait, she doesn't have any immunity here and she's not in an iframe anymore. I don't want this uniform. She's just going to get killed. So it's a good thing that I noticed that. So she does have invincibility, and that's good for 2 reasons. Because 1, she's going to be protected and, you know, survive the hits that she takes to build up her accumulation, and then 2, that gives her guard break immunity, so you're still hopefully not going to get guard broken even though she's not an iframe, because that was one of the main draws, is you didn't have to give her guard break immunity because she went into an iframe for the 4th skill, so you wouldn't actually get guard broken because of that iframe. But now we have the invincibility to take care of that. So again, I'm not sure how to feel about this uniform. There's some things I like, there's some things I don't like. Do I think her damage is going to be better with this uniform? I mean, she's got increased chain hits. I think this has... I'm pretty sure she has more hits overall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she has more hits overall from the 5th and the 4th skill, so she's definitely going to get some more damage from that. She's got chain hits. She's probably going to do about 10%, maybe 15% more damage if I had to guess with this uniform. I'm really on the fence right now if I even want to buy this uniform. I don't think I'm going to pick it up right now. The only way I'll pick this up and probably make a video on it is if you guys in the comments let me know and say, hey, this uniform is a lot better, or hey, this uniform is noticeably better than her previous uniform. You should pick it up. You should give it a try, that kind of thing. But if people are like, yeah, it's not much better, or I don't notice much of a difference, and I'm probably just going to end up passing on this uniform, mainly because I like the look of this uniform better. Her Star Knight armor, I like this uniform's the outfit a lot better, whereas this one, I'm not a huge fan of the outfit. Might just be the fact that I don't really like, what's the best way to put, like, mechs. I've never been a fan of like Gundam style stuff or giant mechs or that kind of stuff, and this just kind of reminds me of like a mech suit armor, and I'm just not a fan of that. Just my personal taste. I mean, some people definitely are, but just for me, I don't know, it just never appealed to me much. So anyway, I mean, that's gonna be it for this video here. Hopefully my initial looks at these uniforms helped you out somewhat, but again, let me know in the comments below if I was off base on any of these uniforms. But I don't know, just from the skill preview there, from what I've been seeing, the skill animation changes, I'm not expecting a lot from these uniforms. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.